Before I came across the DaniJohnson.com website, I was just really frustrated.
Prior to meeting Dani, I was frustrated. I was working 18 hours a day. I got into debt. It was really driving me crazy.
Our life, before implementing what we've learned at First Steps to Success, I was working really long hours. I was stressed out, really at a point in my life where I was depressed. So I was at a really low point in my life, really struggling in every area.
I ended up bored and frustrated and broke because we have 7 kids and no side business. So that's where I was, is really in a desperate place with over $400,000 in debt, and it felt like we were dying every day.
I'm already 40, and is this just life? We're just going to be in debt, and then our kids are going to grow up and be in debt. It was a struggle, like monthly struggle, and I remember thinking, are my boys going to know, are they going to be successful, or are they going to be struggling just like we are?
Find someone who has what you want and do what they do. Find someone who has what you want and do what they do. But guess what we do? We got big fat egos, tiny little bank accounts. Being in that survival position sucks. But there's something great that can come out of it. Really, when you've hit a place of death, there is always a chance for a new life that can come out of it. Whatever has happened to you this last year, it's not over, baby. It ain't over. This is a new season and a new life and a new start. And we know it based on the fact that you got yourself here this weekend.
To be coached and mentored by somebody and learn what you don't know, what you didn't know you didn't know. Dani said, give me a year of your life and it won't look the same. So that's what I committed to, and it doesn't look the same.
Giving you her personal strategies and personal system for success. Please help me welcome Dani Johnson.
You're here because you want to learn how to succeed. So it is not too late. It is not too late. And what's the proof for you that it's not too late for you? You're here. You're searching. You're making an effort. You're moving your life forward. No, it's not too late. I'm going to show you how to have fun while you're getting your finances put in order. I'm going to show you how to be able to travel around the world and drive that car that you want to drive.
I went in there skeptical. Within 10 minutes, I was totally convinced this is the person that I need to follow.
Our lives look completely different today than they did when we first started coming to First Steps to Success. And it scares me to think if we would have only come to one. We've come to 30 or 40 events, and I'm like, what if we had only come to one and thought we had it? Where would we be?
I actually started a business 3 months ago and have generated more in 3 months than I did in a year. We've done over $33,000 in profits in 3 months. From just a little side thing I do when I'm not homeschooling my kids or cooking or, pulling weeds.
Just within the past week or two, I added up all the debt that I had paid off to today. And it was all credit card debt because I was living off my credit cards, and I lived off my line of credit too. And I paid off over $69,000 worth of credit card debt in 8 months.
That's the difference between 98 and 2%. 2% hits a roadblock and goes, help! Show me, teach me, guide me. 98% of the population, I'll figure this out. You've been programmed to think a certain way about money. You've been programmed to think that money is hard to come by. You've been programmed to think certain things about politics. You've been programmed to think certain things about God. You've been programmed certain things to think about people, about being married. You've been conditioned by all the influences around you and from the media how to think the way that you think today. We are going to confront the way you think, because the way you think determines how much you make.
Now I started working 20, 25 hours a week, not a day, a week. I started producing 3 times the amount of income in that time as opposed to the 18 hours a day. That's the kind of shift that took place in my life.
Something's happened in me that I don't know if I can fully explain it. But I know that I know that I know that I have figured out, with the help of the First Steps to Success, how to be the primary influence in my kid's life and make a ton of cash at the same time.
Don't let your body and the years on your cake tell you what you're going to do with your life. You tell your life what you're going to do with your life. So if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do with your life? What did you want to do before you became an adult?
My little girl dreams are alive again. And I have had deep desires for business and success and motivating and inspiring and impacting other families to be successful. I couldn't dream big. I couldn't dream beyond a six-figure income in the beginning. I hope someday I'll make $100,000 in a year.
After we started plugging in and implementing what she teaches, we paid off about $285,000 in debt in about 8 months. And we went on in that same time frame to create close to a seven-figure, multiple million-dollar income.
I think the biggest thing is that it showed us what our strengths were that we didn't realize that we had.
I was sleeping on my couch because I was so stressed out I couldn't fall asleep at night. I had taken up cigarettes because I thought that sounded like a good idea. And I was at a very low place. And I got on a plane and I went to St. Louis, First Steps to Success. And within the first 10 minutes, I heard, weigh your ego with your bank account. And I realized I had a very big ego and a very desperate life. Since then, my business has turned around quite a bit after applying the principle. And on the way down, I had a $2 million close.
So I'm so grateful that we live in the world that we live in today and that we have the opportunities that we have. And I'm so grateful that you're going to have a chance to succeed, and it starts right here.
I was only making $17,000 a year. And after a year with Dani, I made $119,000. So it really did turn our financial situation around.
If you're in that desperate place where things must change, guess what? Things will change. That's usually the only time they ever do.
So learning the stuff that I learned from Dani, I have a personal dream of using the principles we've learned from First Step to Success to help people, because it's changed our lives. And if it's changed our lives, and we're just ordinary people trying to do better with our lives, then it's certainly going to help them. And everybody deserves a chance. It's like having a house on fire and knowing your family's in there and saying, I have a way to get them out. I'm going to go in and get them out.